There are voices in human history that refuse to be silenced by the passage of time. They speak with a clarity that cuts through centuries of noise, delivering truths that are as relevant today as they were in the distant past. One such voice belongs to a man named Jeremiah, a prophet who was called to speak harsh words to a people he deeply loved. His message was not one of easy comfort or false optimism. Instead, it was a stark and often painful warning, a plea for change in the face of impending disaster. Yet, within this somber message, there lies a profound and enduring hope, a promise of renewal that continues to resonate with us now. Jeremiah's story is one of immense courage, profound sorrow, and unwavering faith. He did not seek the path of a prophet. It was a destiny placed upon him, a heavy burden he carried for over 40 years. He was tasked with confronting kings, priests, an entire nation that had turned away from its foundational principles. In a world that craved reassurance and celebrated prosperity, Jeremiah spoke of accountability and consequence. His life serves as a timeless testament to the power of a single, determined voice to challenge the status quo, even when that voice is met with scorn, ridicule, and persecution. He remains a figure of immense significance, a man of sorrow who ultimately pointed the way towards a future built on something more resilient than stone. We often imagine prophets as grand, imposing figures, certain of their mission and unshakable in their resolve. Jeremiah, however, presents a far more human and relatable portrait. The scriptures reveal a man who wrestled with doubt, who felt the sting of isolation, and who cried out to God in moments of deep despair. He questioned his own adequacy and the fairness of his difficult task. This vulnerability is precisely what makes his perseverance so remarkable. He was not a detached messenger delivering a divine edict from on high. He was deeply embedded in the suffering of his people, feeling every fracture in his society as a wound upon his own soul. Exploring the life and words of Jeremiah is not merely an academic exercise or a journey into ancient history. It is an invitation to examine our own world, our own societies, and our own hearts. His voice challenges us to consider where we place our trust and what truths we may be avoiding for the sake of comfort. He asks us to look beyond the surface of our lives and institutions and to question whether our foundations are built on justice, compassion, and integrity. In a world filled with competing messages and convenient falsehoods, the steady, honest, and ultimately hopeful voice of Jeremiah still speaks, offering a masterclass in courage, conviction, and the enduring possibility of renewal. To understand Jeremiah, one must first understand his world. He lived during a tumultuous period in the late 7th century BC and the early 6th century BC. The political landscape was shifting like desert sands. The Assyrian Empire, once mighty, was in final decline. That collapse left a dangerous power vacuum. New empires rose to fill it. Judah sat precariously between them, Neo-Babylon to the east, Egypt to the south. Jerusalem was Judah's political and religious heart. The temple, built by Solomon, was seen as God's dwelling. For many, the city and temple were immense pride and a false sense of security. They believed God would never allow his city or house to be destroyed. That theological complacency fostered moral decay, spiritual decay, outward rituals masking deep injustice, and widespread idolatry. Internally, Judah was fractured by corruption. Covenant ideals of justice and care were abandoned. The wealthy exploited the poor. The legal system was rife with bribery. Religious leaders offered comforting lies. People worshipped foreign gods and set up idols and altars. The nation had forgotten its identity, clinging to symbols while discarding substance. Into this cauldron of political instability, social injustice, and spiritual apathy, Jeremiah was called to speak. His mission was not simple political advice, nor to predict the imperial winner. His task was to hold a mirror to his society and force it to see the rot within. He knew the greatest threat was not the Babylonian army massing on the horizon, but Judah's own moral collapse. The external enemy was an instrument of judgment, brought by the nation's own choices. In the darkest hour of his nation's history, with Jerusalem in ruins and his people either dead or in exile, Jeremiah did not fall silent. His message pivots from unrelenting judgment to profound and astonishing hope. If this journey moved you, please like the video and subscribe for more thoughtful history and scripture documentaries.